Hello children, we are engineers would like to bring to you our latest area on Arduino programming, especially designed for children starting 10 years of age. You don't need any prior knowledge, and by following our online course, you will be able to get a hold on hot technology like Arduino. So what do you need especially to start with? So you just need Arduino kit, some hardware components, online tutorials, and yes, your interest in the area, and with that, you are all set to. So to start with, first we need to understand on what is Arduino. Arduino is an open source project. It consists of both hardware and software. So it was originally created to give designers and artists a prototyping platform for interaction and designing courses. Today, lots of hobbyists and experts all over the world use it to create physical computing projects, and you can also create your small projects and can go up to the bigger projects also. So Arduino makes it easier than ever to develop handcrafted electronics projects ranging from prototypes to sophisticated gadgets. So gone are the days when you will have to learn lots of theory about electronics and complex programming languages before you could even get an LED blinking. So you can create your first Arduino project in a few minutes without needing advanced electrical engineering coursework. So only thing, if you are interested in electronics and especially in building your own toys, games and gadgets, then our upcoming videos are for you. So we will start learning about some concepts and some terms which we will be using throughout the program, and you should be aware about that. You might be hearing those words in sometimes, but we will just have a small understanding for the same. To start with, what is voltage? We hear lots of terms like we have 220 volt supply in our home. This is a battery which is returning me 1.5 volts. So what is that? So it's kind of electrical force that makes electricity move through a wire, and we measure it in volts. So the bigger the voltage, more current will tend to flow. So if I say this is a 12 volt battery and there is a 1.5 volt battery, so there will be more power and more battery or more current actually in a 12 volt car battery. So it's kind of a force that causes free electrons to move from one atom to another. So if we try to understand by a small example, so just like if water is to be pushed, it needs lots of force so it can flow through a hose pipe. So similarly, electric currents also need some force to make it flow. So it's kind of a measure of electric pressure, and voltage is generally supplied by a battery or a generator. Okay, so moving on to what is current. I use the term there is a voltage, current is flowing. What is current? So voltage is there on a point, it doesn't go anywhere. And when we talk about, it's quite wrong to talk about voltage flowing through things. So what moves through the wire in a circuit is the electric current. A steady flow of electrons measured in amperes or amps is the electric current. So you know that there are conductors, there are insulators. So electricity obviously can pass through the conducting materials. So which are like we have the copper wires, we have the aluminum wires. So these materials, they allow electricity to pass through them, and whereas the insulators like rubber and plastic, they don't allow electricity to pass through. So with this example of the circuit, you can have a look. There is a battery, there is a flow of electrons, and there is a lamp. So lamp is illuminated by the flow of electrons. So this is what is the current which is flowing from one point to another point, which is from the battery. So moving further, what is electric circuit? What is circuit? Circuit is a closed path. So For an electric current to happen, there must be a circuit. So a circuit is a closed path or loop around which an electric current flows. So circuit is usually made by linking electrical components together with pieces of wire. This is a simple circuit, will be having a lamp and a battery linked together by short pieces of copper wires. So when you turn on the switch, electric current flows through the circuit. If there is a break in the circuit, current cannot flow and lamp will not light. Similarly, if the switch is turned off, no electricity can flow. So this is the circuit. So we create the closed circuit for electrical current to flow through. And resistance is a measure of how the flow of electric current is opposed or resisted. It's defined by Ohm's law, which says the resistance equals the voltage divided by the current, which is R is equal to V by I. The symbol of resistance is a zigzag line, and you will be learning about actual resistors, how we use those in the circuits. So we'll be having, or we will be covering that in another video, finding out the values of the resistors, how do you read those values. So for now, moving on to the next topic, which is the breadboard. So as you can see, breadboard is known as the prototype board, and it's a type of solderless electronic components for circuit building. So you can build a electronic circuit on a breadboard without any soldering needed. And best of all, it is reusable. You can create a number of circuit, how big the circuit, or how small the circuit it be. And the whole process of doing this or creating the circuits on breadboard is also known as breadboarding. So it's basically an array of conducting metal clips encased in a box made of white plastic, and each clip is insulated with another clip. So there are a number of holes arranged in a particular fashion. So you can have a look from here, and consists of two types of regions called stripes, bus stripes and the socket strips. And these bus strips are usually used to provide power and the ground for the circuit, and the in between strips are for making the connections. After breadboard, let's move towards seeing on how actual Arduino look like. So you can have a look. This is so small it can fit in your palm easily. So you can have a look on the both the sides. There are some sockets which are connected to the different pins of the Arduino. So this side, this is visible as digital pins of Arduino. Some PWM word is also there. We will understand more on that. So pins are number 0 to 13. So we will be using as such with the when I say pin 13. So we need to connect in pin 13. Now we see on the other side. So there are supplies 5 volt and ground pins. Apart from that, the analog inputs A0, A1, A2 like these. The in between the bigger chip, you can have a look. This is the main controller which is controlling your whole Arduino. And for connecting this is the red button which is visible. This is nothing but the reset one. We will be using it sometimes. Then to connect this with your computer, you need this cable which is there in your kit. And one side is the USB port, so you can connect this into your computer, and one side is this adapter which can be inserted directly into your Arduino. So this is the way to connect it. And now once this is connected to your computer, it will start showing you some LED blinkings. We will come to know, understand how this is working in our next videos. So we are all set, and wait for our next video to learn more towards Arduino and more details inside. Thank you.